Hello, and welcome to Tarot Cards and Tea. We are here in the Conjuring Room. I'm Tia, and in my teacup today, it's a wine glass, and it's sangria.
I don't think we've had a teacup in a while.
I don't think we have either.
I am Sonia, and I am also drinking sangria. It is a lovely Sunday afternoon, and we are enjoying a little libation. Today's exciting. We are going to be talking about spell casting.
Mm-hmm.
It's different for a lot of different people. I know that within the craft, if you will, a lot of people do it differently. And I know spell casting is very personal to the person. So we're going to talk about things that you might use to do some spell work. But before we do that, we're going to do a reading. Well, Tia's going to do a reading.
I am going to do a reading, and I like a theme. So I was trying to decide what kind of tarot reading would go well with the theme of spell casting. So I think I'm going to do an advice reading.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of people cast spells to help further them towards their goal. And so what do you need to do to get closer to your goal? What are the steps you need to take to get where you want to be? So
I could definitely use that.
Yeah, this will be a general reading. Usually I pull 3 cards, with one of them being kind of a signifier card, or the card that tells us who this reading is for. I'm not going to do that today. Today's just going to be a general reading. This is general advice for anyone who's watching. 3 steps, 3 things you can do that will further you towards your goal. So one is the 4 of Wands. I love that that is an advice card, because the 4 of Wands is very much a party card, right? Sometimes it's called like the wedding card. It's something that brings you joy, something that you do with other people. So one way to get towards your goal is find a way to make it enjoyable. Find a way to play, to have fun while you're working towards your goal. We don't all have to be just like nose to the grindstone, very serious as we approach our goals. We can enjoy our lives. So find the joy. You're going to be way more likely to reach your goal if you're having fun in the process. So I love that. The Devil card. I'm going to say that as in an advice position, this is going to be to watch out for traps. Watch out for things that are going to distract you from your goal. So the Devil card isn't talking literally about the devil. It's more things that can get you stuck. Substances can be something that get people stuck. Bad habits of any kind. Behaviors.
Yeah.
Those are things that can kind of derail you, pull focus away from the thing you're trying to achieve. So be careful of that. Watch for pitfalls. And lastly, the 2 of Wands, that's a planning card. So sit down and set your goals. This can also be a travel card, but I'm going to say in this circumstance, in this setting, we're really talking more about planning. So sit down, write down where it is you want to go. Know in your own mind where you're trying to get to. A lot easier to reach your goal when you know where you're headed. So find something you enjoy doing, be careful of pitfalls, and do some planning to help you get where you want to be. That is the advice from the tarot card today.
Love that.
So we are going to be talking about spell casting today. And this will be the 3rd video that we've tried to shoot on spell casting. And so I did one that was a solo video and then watched it back and I wasn't happy with it. And then I tried to re-record that one several times and just never found my groove with it. And then we did one together, the sound cut out. So we're trying again for the 3rd time, really. And I think part of the reason that this can be hard, for me at least, this is hard because it is so personal.
Mm-hmm.
Spell casting is very personal to the person who is doing it. And there is a lot online about spell casting. People have very rigid rules sometimes about how they do it, which is fine to have rules for yourself. But there are a lot of folks out there who try to put those rules onto other people. You're casting wrong. You were doing it incorrectly. And I don't judge how other folks practice, and I don't love being judged on how I practice. And so I think that has made me hesitant to put out videos about spellcasting. So this is me being fairly vulnerable.
That is fair.
Yeah.
And I appreciate it because I am a very interested spectator. Like, I don't practice, but I am definitely interested in the craft and what Tia does. And so to me, it's very interesting hearing her talk about it. So I appreciate that you're willing to do this.
Yeah. So I want to make a disclaimer that I am not Wiccan. I am not pagan. I don't follow a particular religious belief. I don't have really rigid rules or roles around spellcraft. So that I'm more chaotic than that. So don't judge me based on a book because I'm not following one. And the other thing is that we will not be prescribing how to do a spell because I do think it is very, very personal to each person and the kind of spell you're trying to cast. So it will be more of an overview of spell casting. And I actually do have something in my Substack if you're interested in more detailed information that you can look up. But this will be very general guidelines and things that I do, not necessarily a list of rules for you to follow. So, but you had questions about casting spells. You wanted to learn about this. So tell me.
I do. Okay,
so
when we were talking about what we were going to do for the episode, we talked about doing one together, which we ended up doing one together, and it's doing great. And so then it was like, okay, well, we can't recreate that because we've already done the spell. So I said, well, let me do a spell. And so, of course, I have to come up with something, and it's always so hard. But I decided that I was going to ask for help in getting motivation to take care of myself physically. As I've gotten older, I am pushing 50. So as I've gotten older, obviously my body doesn't work the same way. I've always had trouble keeping pace with working out and things like that. But I love it, and it's always there in my life. But I have a lot of hard time getting started. I have a really bad knee, and so I have to really take care of myself. And so I'm asking for help to do that. And because I just need help with that motivation of getting it started. Tia actually did my star chart before we started filming, and it's kind of funny where everything is placed because I am a bit of a napping creature. So that's what we're doing. And so what Tia has done is she's kind of gathered material that she thought would be good for this spell. And so I want to go over the things that you've chosen because they are very specific.
Okay.
And I do think that because I've watched you do a couple spells now, and everything is very meticulous about what time of day it is, what day it is, what time of the week it is, what moon we're in, what all of these things you take into consideration. And I think that just comes from learning. It just comes from studying. You've been doing this for decades. I mean, you've learned a lot. And so I think that definitely plays into the choosing of the items that we have on the table.
Yes.
So, what would you say is your first step? Like when you start choosing, when you first start choosing the items, what is the first thing you think of?
So step one for me is figuring out what it is I'm asking. So what's the general theme?
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to choose energy to work with that will support the theme. So for example,
we love a theme.
I love a theme. I love a theme. But really, I mean, manifesting, praying, spell casting, these are all very similar things.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really all about working with the energy. And so you want to work with the correct energy for the thing that you're doing.
Makes sense.
So yeah, so your goal is some motivation,
Mm-hmm.
some healing, some physical health,
Mm-hmm.
that initiation, getting started.
Mm-hmm.
And it is Sunday. And so we're going to be asking the sun to support this goal.
Mm-hmm.
So part of it is timing, like what is the day of the week and
right.
what can we use from that day to support us. But also the sun is a great choice for trying to get something new going. The other good choice would be Mars, but that's a different day of the week. And if you know your chart, you're going to know which energies are best placed to support you towards your goals,
Mhm.
you have the worst Mars placement.
I do.
You do. I mean, her Mars is in Cancer. So her Mars is napping right now. And so not really in a position to be driving things forward in the way that would help you with physical health.
I
And
do
so,
love a good nap though.
right? So for you, Mars is not well aspected to help you towards this goal, but the sun actually is. The sun is perfect for this for
This is
you.
the perfect day to do this.
And the perfect day to do this. And so then I look at what time of day it is because each hour is ruled by a different sign or a different planet. And so the timing for this for us is going to be at Venus hour. And so we're going to be asking Venus for some things. And so that's what I look at first. So I'm looking at who am I asking for help? And I'm going to set up an altar kind of dedicated to those energies. And so I have a tablecloth on here right now that is blue, and blue is a good color for Venus. And it has gold sunflowers on it, which is great for the sun. And then I have other elements on here that are all kind of, I'm building on
She's
that
so
theme.
Smart.
Sometimes, but I'm building on a theme here. And so I thought that those would be helpful.
And then we have candles.
We do.
And they are yellow and blue.
For the same reason. And the other thing I'm looking at is I want to call in all of the elements. So I'm looking at air, water, fire, and earth. And so for me, candles are representing fire. If you don't like fire, there's other ways to represent fire on your altar. But for me, I like candles. And so that's what I'm doing.
Again, the personal touch.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
There are people for fire, it's not a thing, but electric candles are fine, or pictures of fire. Like there's not a hard and fast rule about how you represent the elements, but I think it's a good idea to represent them in some way.
Yeah.
So that, the candles are both color coordinated for the theme as well as representing the fire element on the table.
Love that. Okay. And then you also have water, which I collected.
You did collect.
I have a very detailed list of what was happening. It's from the blood moon in Virgo, and it was the Mercury retrograde. Why choose that one?
Well, I chose that one actually for two reasons. One, I chose it because you collected it.
Yeah.
The more of you that goes into a spell, I think the better it's going to work for you.
Fair.
It's why I'm not a huge fan of buying spells or having other people craft spells for you, because I think the more of you put into it, the more intention that is yours that goes into it, the more effective it's going to be. So that was part of the reason. But the other one, some of the uses for this kind of water, you did a great job of listing them on the jar. So one of them is used for recalibration or purging. Right, you are trying to get a fresh start in starting something new.
Yeah.
You've had in the past difficulty with the consistency.
Yeah.
So we're recalibrating that. We are changing things around and moving it in a different direction. And so this water is, blood moon retrograde energy is a little bit chaotic.
Yeah. But so am I.
So are you. And you do kind of want to just get rid of the old. We're not paying attention to how this went in the past.
Okay.
We're focusing very much on a brand new start. So I thought this would be a good water for that.
I love that.
And we're representing the water element.
Yeah.
As well.
And then you have 3 different spices.
These are actually flowers.
Dandelion.
Yeah, dandelion is a good, for the sun. It's a representation for the sun. Calendula is actually marigold.
Oh, okay.
And it is also for the sun. Herba passiflora is a passion flower. And this is a little bit of energy, a little bit of passion towards a goal.
Love that. Need that.
In your chart, for this particular purpose,
yes,
you might need some support in building up that real passion and energy towards what you're working for. So that's why I chose these. And these are good representations of the earth energy. Flowers and plants are good for the earth energy. The rocks and things are as well.
Yeah.
So we're not lacking in earth energy in this.
No.
In this altar.
Now, I do want to say that you have decades of practicing.
Yes.
And when you first started, did you know how to do all this?
Kinda.
Yeah.
Kinda. There is, and maybe this isn't true for everybody. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. But I think that we all have a certain innate knowledge, a certain connection to the universe that we're just born with.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe as we get older, some of us cut off from that, because it's silly, because people have real strong feelings about it, because religion beats us out of it, or whatever.
Right.
That we distance ourselves from our connection to the universe. But I think if we allow ourselves to feel connected, that there'll be some instinct there that you'll kind of know what to grab.
That's fair. I think that's fair. I think the astrology for sure, I think, is learned.
Astrology is learned. That is true.
And I think that definitely helps you in choosing some of the things.
I do allow astrology to guide me quite a bit.
So when people are starting out, like let's say people want to start practicing, how do you think that they should start? Because obviously they're not going to have everything. They're not going to have, you've been building your Conjuring Room for a while.
I have my own little metaphysical store just in my house.
So if someone were to start, like, this is my first spell, but I have you here with me, and you're my knowledge. So what advice would you give someone to start aside from just doing it?
Okay, so
I mean, really, it's just starting, right? It's just do it. And
so one, I'm a huge supporter of chaos. Just do it is fine advice.
She is
huge supporter. But if you want more guidance, I mean, my Substack is a great place to start, because I do have a lot of good information in there about how to choose the elements for your altar for whatever it is you're trying to create. But weirdly enough, a real good source, Pinterest.
Oh,
Pinterest has a wealth of information about metaphysical stuff.
I had no idea.
No, you wouldn't think about it. I mean, you can Google it. There's a ton of, you could just basic Google and find things in your search, and that's fine. I don't recommend AI only because for a lot of reasons, a lot of valid reasons. But for this specifically, because it can be just so inaccurate. And again, I think the more of you that you put into what you're doing, I think it would work better to make wild guesses and grab shit from your yard than it would be to just copy and paste from AI and choose things based on that. I think
that's fair.
Yeah, the more of you that's in it, I think that counts way more than any of the things you pull out and put on your altar. I do these things because I have them available to me, and I like a theme.
I mean, we do love a theme.
I'm a little extra. You don't have to do all this to make it work. I mean, folks have done studies on just the power of prayer, right?
Yeah.
So you know that you don't have to do anything special to say a prayer. You just go off and you say it.
Yeah.
That can be plenty. So this is decoration.
It's just extra.
I'm a little extra.
Yeah.
I would say where to start would be weird enough, Pinterest, my Substack, or just wing it. Just do it.
Yeah.
See what happens. Play with it. The more you play with it, the more you're going to know. There's also great books at the library too. So don't
support your local library.
Support your local library. Support your local metaphysical shop.
Yes.
There's lots and lots of books about spell casting out there that are pretty good. Podcasts. There's great podcasts about this topic. I can put some of us. But we're not alone. So I can link some of my favorites. Yeah. I can put those in the comments.
I will say, and this is just the mama bear coming out of me. I mean, do what makes you happy, but as long as you're not hurting yourself or others. And I'm just going to put that out there because I am a mama bear, and I tell my kids this all the time: do what makes you happy, but as long as you're not hurting yourself or others.
I will reiterate as long as you're not hurting yourself.
Yeah.
Others as needed.
You're such a Scorpio.
Do what you will.
But if it's for retaliation.
I mean, folks have to learn their lessons sometimes.
Oh, isn't that what karma's for?
Sometimes you get to be the karma. I'm Scorpio. I'm karma. I am karma.
I love you.
I love you too.
What other questions do I have? Oh, so I wrote up. So Tia makes her own paper
I do.
for her spells, which I think is awesome.
We will do a craft day, like a video.
Yeah,
where
I definitely want a craft day.
It's fun.
And so I did write down my intentions, and I wrote down what you said to give, because I'm asking the Sun and Venus to help me out, what I am going to do for it. So there is a give and take with it, right? And you know, in like the movies and stuff, there's like magic has a price and da 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 da.
Yeah.
But I think it's just the give and take. I think it's really, what are you going to do if I'm going to help you out, right? It's a bargain in a sense, but it's more of a contract.
Yeah, in my personal belief system, and this will not match everybody's belief system, and that is fine. In my personal belief system, things don't just happen to us or for us, they happen with us, and that we are co-creating our lives with the universe. And so when I go to cast a spell, or when I'm helping you to do this, I think if you're going to be asking the universe to do this thing for you, that it's important to share what you plan to do for yourself or in return for this. And not like, I'm going to give you $1 million if you help me have the motivation to work out. It's more of, what am I willing to put towards this goal? I'm asking you to help me with motivation. I'm willing to put forward consistency. I'm willing to put forward the effort and follow through, whatever it is you're going to be adding to this.
I think that's a healthy way to think about it too, because it's a partnership.
Yeah.
And in any kind of healthy partnership, there's a give and take. And when you're working with someone or something, there has to be that trust that you are also going to be doing something to help this goal.
Yeah.
So I think that's a healthy way to think about it.
It is. And as much as I definitely believe in magic, I believe in the power of spells, there's research to support that, as a matter of fact. It's not just woo-woo bullshit for folks who are watching who think it might be. There's some science behind the power of ritualizing things.
Absolutely.
But at any rate, like, I don't believe in the kind of magic where I just wish for the sun to make me strong and healthy. Right? I don't think that if I do that and snap my fingers that I'm going to have muscles. I think I probably have to go and put in the effort myself to make that happen, and that the energy is just supporting that. So I think if you want the spells to work, that you have to do the work too.
I agree.
It's not just going to happen for you.
I mean, I think that's with everything.
That is for everything.
I think that is for everything. Yeah. You got to put the work in. I can't wait to do this. And I'll let you know if it works.
We won't be doing the spell on camera. No. I did try to do that.
And our mics went out.
Our mics went out when we did it together. When I did my solo one, it just didn't feel right. It just felt very inauthentic, performative. I didn't enjoy that. So we're not going to do that. But we can give you updates on how it goes. And again,
how our other spell is doing.
Yeah, we did do a spell to help us raise a little bit of capital for our upcoming wedding. We are already married, but we're going to do the full ceremony thing.
Yes, we just had a civil wedding.
Yeah, so we're going to do it up better, and so
we're going to have a party.
So we did a spell for that, and it's growing. So, but we will provide updates. We're not going to do it on camera. I do have, like I said, in my Substack, a whole spell casting 101 kind of outline. I will put some things in the comments with additional information, and you can reach out and ask your questions.
Yeah, leave us comments. Yeah. I mean, we're always happy to, well, she's always happy to answer your questions. No, I mean, literally, like, we do have people asking questions, but leave your comment. And always, please like and subscribe, because that keeps us going. And
it's just fun to see.
It's just fun to see. We love that instant gratification. But honestly, because we're going to close up this episode, I really do want to thank the people that have been supporting us and watching. Hi, Mom. And who have been giving us feedback. And I just really appreciate it. And I think it's just been a lot of fun to do this. And, it's something that we're doing together, and I'm learning as I'm going. So it's really fun for me to further this knowledge that I've always been interested in. And so I hope that you guys are really enjoying these videos. so that way we can keep going and we can keep sharing because we have a lot of ideas and we're starting out small, so hopefully you guys get to see us grow. So please subscribe to the channel. We're constantly putting out fun stuff. All in all, we just want to have a good time and share this with everyone and have a good time with everyone. So I think we're doing that, and hopefully it's reaching people.
I think the last one reached 67 people.
Oh, I love that, to those 67 people. Thanks. This is also dropping on Memorial Day, so I just want to say a quick thank you to the people that serve. Regardless of people's political stances, I do have respect for people who choose to be in the armed forces. We have family members in the armed forces and that have passed, and so I just want to say thank you and cheers.
Cheers.